the Akashics, and welcome to part 3 of my video series. This video is going to be all about self-love and self-awareness. It is actually one of the biggest barriers keeping us from pretty much everything abundant. Abundant health, abundant bank accounts, abundant relationships, and abundance and joy and bliss and harmony in the twin union. One of the things that I hear a lot is that people are reflecting out what they think is the problem in the relationship as being outside of themselves. So it's that the twin is running, the twin is doing this, the twin isn't doing their work, the twin hasn't left. And I can tell you that those are actually all things that we're going to continue to keep us separate. They'll keep us apart, they'll keep us in disconnection. They won't bring us to unity, because in actuality, what the twin is doing is mirroring to us exactly the program, the part of ourselves that we are not looking at within. So if you are convinced that your twin is running and I'm the chaser and he's the runner, the question would be, what am I chasing? Because if we're chasing something, we're not in faith and trust. So what am I chasing? Why am I chasing them? Why am I feeling like I have to be like on this all the time, never putting it over, never giving it over to source, never feeling connected and trusting in the universe and its story to unfold for us, and my twin is running. In actuality, what they're doing is they're mirroring to us that there is a running program going on, but it's not ours. Or pardon me, it's not theirs, it's ours. What am I running from? And I can almost guarantee you, as a advanced Akashic record consultant, as a Reiki practitioner, and now as working in the twin flame and coaching and healing arena, is that pretty much most of that is about ourselves. Where am I running from? And it's running from having to look within. That is actually the bottom line. That will be the thread that it will be running through every story where you're not happy in your life, because there's something that we aren't healing within. When we heal within, the external environment heals itself. It shows up differently. It shows up healthier and better and more abundant and more joyful. Because when you love yourself, you actually aren't derailed by other people's actions and words and behavior. When we love ourselves, we recognize that they're in their own story, that they're doing they have their own work to do. They're not here to heal me. They're not here to clean up their garden so that mine will look better. It's about self-awareness and self-love. So if you have a twin, for example, that you really do feel is running, the biggest and the most valuable question you can ask yourself, and this is what I do with my clients, is what are you running from? Where in your life are you not facing an aspect of your life that needs to be looked at so that you can move that out of the way to the next level of abundance that will be available to you? Because if we're always, it's kind of like, there's a pot of gold, but we're sitting on it, and we don't want anybody to know that it's there, and in actuality, and then we're blaming on the outside world as the reason we don't have abundance, and we're actually sitting on a gold mine. And that's what it is. The mirror, turning the mirror within, is going to bring you a personal gold mine. And when you look at your twin, what happens is you go, hey, I feel them like they're running. And you go, okay, that's actually probably not the correct story. They will be running to show us the mirror. And the question becomes, what am I running from? Where am I not facing my own demons, my own internal monsters, my past? What part of it am I still holding on to? What past relationship am I still holding on to? What past life information am I still operating from that's no longer serving my highest good? And then you get very loving towards your twin and being grateful and appreciative for them to bring you the awareness. Because we see ourselves in them the highest, because we really are that mirrored soul. It's born one original consciousness born into two bodies. So we are fully aware at all levels. And we're disconnected. We can be disconnected from in the third dimension, but we're fully aware of everything that's going on in each other's lives. But we have two individuated soul stories. I talked about this in the other video. They have a different family genealogy and different past lives and different present life circumstances and different forms of abuse that we've maybe faced and addressed or been through. And so it's just really always constantly going, what is it they're mirroring to me? What do I need to work on? And whatever you're frustrated within the twin union is actually the gem. They're bringing us a great gift, honorable gift And I have been so thankful and appreciative to my twin, and I've said this to him many, many, many times. I said, I just can't thank you enough for waking me up. I can't thank you enough for pole vaulting me into this self-awareness and love, and that you are the one that actually made me want to get so inside myself and get so inside of these parts of myself that were still wounded, so that I could experience this love with him. And that has actually become the gift that I am thankful for. I'm very, very seldom frustrated with him, because I actually see the gifts in almost everything that takes place between us. I have longing and loneliness because my physical desire to be with him is very strong, because I've fallen so deeply in love with him on a soul level. And then I just look at that as another form of self-love. He is the representation, the masculine representation of myself. And the more I love him, the more I'm opening up and loving myself. So when you take the time to do this, and when you work with someone, and if you come and work with me, this is what we're going to look at. We're going to look at, where am I blocked? Where am I not healing my wounds? Where am I not being open to a complete and wonderful union? What am I running from? What am I keeping at bay that I'm afraid to look at? And then when we start to do that, and you heal that, and you heal that with your own self-love and compassion, and you're guided to do that, everything starts to show up more beautifully. All of your relationships start to heal. Your friends will start to say, you're so calm. You know, this is something that I get written to me, and people will say to me, you know, the people around me are starting to say, what are you doing different? Your buttons aren't getting pushed so much anymore. And it's like I'm becoming very loving and accepting of myself, my good days, my bad days, and everything in between. My loving, beautiful self, and my wake up in the morning grumpy as all shit self. Because the human experience, the third dimensional experience, is always showing us physical reasons to stay in disconnection if we choose to. But what we're really being shown is saying, this is showing me disconnection, so how do I want to connect? How do I want to become more in alignment with myself, with my spiritual self, and then with my twin? And as we allow our heart to heal and unfold, their heart will naturally heal and unfold. That is the beauty of the twin soul. And so there's a way for you to really, expand your thinking and expand your ability to go within, and by just, first of all, being willing. There's so many people that we have been so taught to put everything outside of ourselves, that it's the government, it's the people, it's the political system, it's the financial system, it's men, it's women. And that's really just giving away your power over and over and over again. When we put blame on other people, we can be caught in shame of something that we did so long ago, that sometimes the people that we even had the experience with, they've moved so beyond it, and yet we're staying stuck in it because we did something maybe at a young age where we just have never fully forgiven ourselves for. And that's why it's good to actually work with somebody and get guided to this information. So I do invite you to reach out to me. To reach out, you can reach me at wisdomoftheakashics@gmail.com, facebook.com/wisdomoftheakashics, and go to twinflameclearings.com, and that'll give you an overview of the clearings, the coaching, the invocations that you're provided, and the clearings, and then that allow yourself to be assisted. And this has been really one of the greatest journeys I've ever been on. It has caused me some of the greatest heart torment. I even knew I had the ability to feel that. I could even feel that disengaged. And then it's also brought me the greatest awareness and love and unconditional love that I actually have for him. And I'm starting to really see the difference. And yesterday I had this whole experience around seeing him and going into this meditation and getting this message from Spirit that came through a set of speakers that was in another room from me that said, you are now paired, because I was doing a lot of healing. I had connected with him physically by seeing him 7 times in about 90 minutes, that I came home and went into the meditation. You know this from the other video. But what I got in that meditation, it was to quit. You're always looking into his eyes. You're always looking and showing him, like getting him to look into my eyes, sweetie, and see this. Look into my heart and see how much I feel for you. And what I got for him is, you need to let me do the same, Diane. You need to look at me and hear my love for you. And then I thought, why am I not doing this? Why am I being disconnected from him fully expressing himself to me? And then I got to ask myself the question, what is my greatest fear about this? And I was absolutely floored. What came through was my answer. I had no idea I had this block and restriction, and I'm somebody that's at this all the time. So I really, again, invite you to step forward, to whether you're on the twin flame journey, whether there's any relationship in your heart that you're struggling with, and even any part of your life. A lot of us are staying out of our passions because we're afraid to step into them. We're afraid we want to go into the healing arts, but we're afraid we can't afford it. We can't feed our families that way. Nobody can be paid for their passion, and it's actually all of it's not true. There's stepping stones to get to where you want to go. But if you're always taking the steps and taking the steps forward and looking in the mirror the whole time, the universe is so loving, so forgiving, and so abundant that all of this we really truly can have a heartfelt, abundant, blissful life. And so I encourage you again to really look within, turn that mirror around, and if you need help doing it, then reach out. So God bless you. Diane Lang, Wisdom of the Akashics. Thank you for my 3-part series. Thank you for enrolling in my newsletter and coming to the Twin Flame Clearings website. And God bless. Namaste, beautiful souls. Diane Lang.